Huwag kang magbago ng lifestyle mo. Huwag kang mag-low carb, huwag kang mag-intermittent fasting, huwag kang mag-diet. Wala kang kailangang gawin if ever kompleto ka sa 11 na ito. These 11 things are considered as gauges of health na hindi lang base sa weight o timbang. If you think okay ka na, then wala ka nang kailangan gawin. So number 1, na hindi mo kailangan magbago ng lifestyle, hindi mo kailangan mag-intermittent fasting o mag-low carb kung number 1, wala kang nararamdamang kirot o sakit sa katawan. Sakit sa tiyan, sakit sa paa, sakit sa joint, sakit sa kasukasuan, sakit ng ulo, sakit sa kahit saan. Because these pains, itong mga kirot na ito, are actually signs of inflammation. Kung walang inflammation o pamamaga sa katawan, walang sakit. That is why, if parati kayong merong nararamdamang kirot sa katawan, parati kayong naghahanap ng masahe, gusto nyo parating may pain reliever, meron kayong mga liniments para pampawala ng mga muscular aches, before you think na dahil ito sa inyong trabaho, sa bigat ng trabaho, o di kaya sa ginawa nyo in a day, of course, factors would be like too much muscular exertion, like weightlifting ka na beyond your usual weight. All of those are factors. But generally, kung mga trabaho lang sa araw-araw at parati kayong naghahanap ng pawala ng sakit, you can ask. Baka yung katawan nyo is actually already inflamed to begin with. Yung trabaho namin, hindi rin madali. Parate, napapagod din. Pero, for the longest time, hindi ako nangangailangan ng masahe. Yung massage, mostly, more on relaxation, more on optional lang siya. But hindi siya need. Walang kailangang masahe. And I realized yung mga friends ko noon, nung hindi pa sila nag-low carb, and family members din nang hindi pa nag-low carb, halos every other day, halos every day, parang naghahanap sila ng masahe after a day's work. But when they started low carb, they realized na yung mga aches and pains pa lang yun are just related to inflammation in their body. So, kung feeling mo, never kang nakaramdam ng sakit, hindi kumikirot yung tiyan mo, walang sakit sa joints, muscular area, or headache, then maybe hindi mo kailangan magbago ng lifestyle o hindi mo kailangan subukan yung low carb o di kaya intermittent fasting. Pero kung nakakaramdam ka na ganito, then maybe it's high time for you to question. Baka meron kang kailangang baguhin sa iyong mga kinakain or the way you are living your life. So number 2, kung okay kayo dyan, wala kayong sakit sa katawan. Number 2, tingnan natin. Hindi mo kailangan magbago ng lifestyle kung hindi malabo ang iyong mata at wala kang wrinkles, especially sa mga 35 and up na. Because ang paglalabo ng mata at ang pagkakaroon ng wrinkles are signs of aging. And aging, tinatanggap na lang natin yon. Akala natin the moment we reach 30, 35, hindi na talaga maaagapan. These things are already expected. But alam nyo ba na meron ng current school of thought na ang aging pala is the most widespread kind of disease. Ito yung pinakalaganap sa lahat ng mga sakit. It's just that it is considered normal kasi nga halos nangyayari ito sa karamihan. But if you will look closely, merong certain people na hindi ganon kadali yung kanilang aging process. They actually look way younger than their age. And that is what we considered as longevity. That is what we considered as youth. And it can be related not just to tawag nating temporal age, yung edad natin in years, but it can be related to biological age. Pwedeng-pwede na kahit 65 years old ka na, yung biological health mo parang 35 years old lang. Kahit pa 50 years old ka na, pero yung biological health mo, biological age mo, kung titingnan yung cells mo, ay parang nasa 20s ka lang. Pero pwedeng-pwede rin na kahit 27 years old ka pa lang, ang sakit ng iyong katawan, yung aging process ng iyong katawan ay parang nasa 45 years old na. So, if you don't have any signs of aging like blurring of vision at wrinkles, na hindi nakadependent sa Botox ha, exempted yon kasi daya yon. I am not against Botox. In fact, that's one of my practice. Nag-a-apply kami ng Botox sa pasyente because it's optional. Okay lang yan. But when it comes to aging, hindi siya totoong gauge ng aging because pagka wala ng Botox, lalabas at lalabas pa rin yung wrinkles dyan. So, as for me before, yung mata ko ay malabo na because of astigmatism, and after years of fasting and low carb, good thing na wala na yung astigmatism, and also yung aking grado sa mata ay naibalik na rin sa 2020 vision. So, if you have problems in your eyesight or meron kayong wrinkles or other signs of aging, then maybe pwede kayong magbago ng lifestyle. But if you think no na hindi kayo nag-age, kung anong mukha nyo ngayon ay pareho pa rin 10 years ago, and you are sure na hindi magbabago yung inyong pagmumukha and your eyesight in the next 5 years, hindi kayo tatanda, then hindi nyo kailangang mag-low carb or mag-fasting. Dahil nga ang low carb and fasting has been proven and tested to reverse signs of aging. Kaya ito yung mga pinaka foundation ng mga longevity hacks. Marami ng libro ngayon. I think meron akong bagong biniling libro from Dr. Jason Fung and Dr. Dico Lantino. So sila ang dalawa nag-co-author ng longevity books na yon, and it is under the foundation of low carb and fasting. But if you think wala kayong nararamdamang sakit at wala rin kayong signs of aging, tingnan natin sa the other remaining nine classes. So number 3, wala kang pangangate o allergies. Kung hindi ka nangangate, kapag pumunta ka sa damuhan, hindi ka nangangate, and then kaya mong kumain lahat ng pagkain ng wala kang allergic response, then maybe your metabolic health is good because allergies and pangangate are signs of hypersensitivity reaction. Isa ito sa mga sakit na under sa mga immune system diseases. And yung immune system natin, ito yung depensa natin sa ating katawan. But when they are overactive, kapag overactive sila from still inflammation, an underlying inflammation, then they usually come out as pangangate and allergies. So, if wala ka niyan o yung mga anak nyo, I know, yung mga bata ngayon, I think 2 out of 4 children na kilala ko merong allergies. And if you will look at their food intake, it's mostly very, very high in sugar. Kung hindi man sila nagkakanin, panay kain nila ng pandesal o di kaya ng tinapay, especially malalambot na mga tinapay, o di kaya candy, soft drinks, yung mga fruit juices nila, yung mga baon nilang mga yogurt-based drinks na puro naman asukal yung laman. So, if you think wala kayong allergies, wala kayong pangangate, walang bawal sa inyo because you can easily tolerate many foods and even allergens. Kahit maalikabok, hindi kayo nangangate, hindi kayo nag-asthma, hindi kayo nagkakaroon ng asthmatic attacks, then maybe you are in a good shape of health. Iba rin yung immunocompromise ha, kasi yung iba hindi nga nag-allergies pero panay naman yung infection. So that is on the opposite end of immune system diseases, and that is another problem in itself. So, to recap, para sa mga bago pa lang nanonood, eto yung topic natin, na huwag kang magbago ng lifestyle, huwag mag-low carb, at huwag na mag-intermittent fasting kung kumpleto ka sa 11 na ito, na wala kang nararamdamang kirot at sakit sa katawan, walang malabo sa mata, walang wrinkles, walang signs of aging, wala ka ring allergies o pangangate. And number 4, wala kang problema sa atay. Nung nagpa-laboratory ka, yung AST, ALP, ALT, at albumin mo and other liver function tests are all normal. Wala ring fatty liver on ultrasound because our liver is actually the most highly metabolic organ in our body when it comes to cleansing. So lahat ng pinupunta, lahat ng pinapasok natin sa ating katawan, either gamot yan, supplements, inumin, food, they will go through our liver. Sa gamot, tawag dyan, first pass effect. So yung mga gamot na iniinom natin, dadaan muna sila sa ating atay for it to be detoxified, o di kaya it translate into an inactive or more active form, depende kung anong kailangan gawin. But our liver always takes the blame, always takes all the other burden na nilalagay natin sa ating katawan. So if your liver is functioning really well, these liver enzymes are low normal, then you can say that your liver is a well-rested liver. Nagpapahinga siya, hindi siya natotoxic, hindi siya nasistress, and that is a good sign that you are indeed at the top of your health at hindi mo kailangang baguhin kung ano yung ginagawa mo. This episode is especially for those viewers of ours. Thank you very much. Akala ko tulog na kayo. We'll have 2,900 plus live viewers right now. Maraming salamat po. Kakauwi ko lang from a 13 hours straight work within the operating room. So nag-assist tayo ng dalawa lang actually, dalawang mahahabang operation. And kita nyo naman, buhay pa rin tayo, hindi pa rin tayo pagod because that is the beauty of this way of life. So, para sa mga nanonood sa atin na matagal na nanonood at parating sumusubaybay pero hindi pa rin naglo-low carb, okay? Pwede kayong hindi mag-low carb pero dapat check yung whole 11 list na ito, ha? So, if okay yung liver ninyo, let's go to number 5. Kung wala kang problema sa iyong cholesterol at gallbladder. Bakit ko pinagsabay yung cholesterol at gallbladder? Kasi hindi lang ito basta yung taba lang sa ating blood. Minsan, sinasabi natin kapag mataba yung tao, unhealthy na. Pero kung titingnan mo, yung isa na payat, pero yung kanyang total cholesterol, yung kanyang triglycerides ay sobrang taas pala. Yung isa naman na mataba nga, pero yung blood lipids nila normal na normal. So, it's actually the more problematic cholesterol in the body. Yung cholesterol na nagstastagnate, yung cholesterol na hindi nagagamit as energy. These fats would include triglycerides, very low density lipoprotein, VLDL, yung mga chylomicrons, remnant cholesterol na tawag, at yung cholesterol plaques na nandyan sa ating ugat, and also the cholesterol sludge, the gallbladder sludge, yung sludge na nandoon sa loob ng ating abdo, sa loob ng ating gallbladder, na kapag eto ay hindi na-cleanse, walang frequent turnover, it can lead into gallstone formation o di kaya nagkakaroon ng polyp formation. I understand na karamihan sinasabi na kapag mataas yung cholesterol at merong gallbladder problems, eto ay dapat bawasan yung pagkain ng taba. But alam nyo ba na based on research, sino yung mga taong parating at risk with gallbladder stone? Alam nyo ba kung sino? Sila yung mga taong kumakain ng very, very low fat diet. Ang hirap paniwalaan, no? Pero totoo po yun. Because yung laman ng gallbladder natin, which is the bile acid, actually, yung gallbladder natin, ano lang siya, daanan lang siya ng bile. Galing sa atay, maglalagay yan ng bile acid sa ating gallbladder so that kapag kumain ka ng taba, lalabas yung bile acid at i-engulf niya yung taba and ma-absorb niya sa iyong katawan. So actually, yung gallbladder is a healthy gallbladder kapag parati itong nare-replenish. Lumalabas yung bile acid at napapalitan ito ng bagong batch ng bile acid. However, kapag ang isang tao ay very, very low fat yung kinakain palate, yung bile acid nagsastagnate inside the gallbladder. At kapag nagsastagnate yan, walang movement, that is when gallbladder stone formation can occur. It will start with yung tawag dyan cholesterol stasis. Stasis meaning stagnant lang siya, walang galawan. And then magiging sludge, magiging malapot, hindi na siya ganun ka-fluid. And then eventually, it can lead into stone formation. O yung iba, tumutubo, nagkakaroon ng polyps, gallbladder polyps. And all of those are signs of inflammation. And hindi lang si taba yung may kasalanan. It could actually be the lack of intake of fats and at the same time, too much intake of carbohydrates. Because when there is too much intake of carbohydrates, kahit pa hindi kayo kumakain ng taba, yung liver natin, yung atay natin, it is capable of creating triglycerides, fatty acids coming from non-fat sources. Kahit pa puro tinapay yung kinakain mo, kapag ito ay nasusobrahan more than you need, your body will store it. Iko-convert niya yan sa taba. And that fat, together with the inflammation brought about by the spike ng insulin sa katawan because of carbohydrates, that is a recipe for disaster. Marami ka ng taba, marami ka pang insulin, may inflammation pa, and that is where the problem lies. Marami akong kilalang very payat, ang papayat, pero yung triglycerides mataas, yung VLDL mataas, o di kaya merong problem sa gallbladder. But if hindi ka naman ganyan, so maybe healthy ka, so hindi mo kailangan magbago ng lifestyle. So check ba yung 5 sa inyo? Kayang-kaya? So let's move on to our number 6. Number 6 is malait yung tiyan sa mga lalaki at pati na puson sa mga babae. Bakit natin specify yan? Hindi tayo nagba-body shaming, but we are not normalizing unhealthy body. Okay? As much as possible, kailangan taasan natin yung ating standard when it comes to our health. And yung pagliit ng tiyan o puson, hindi lang yan indicator na sexy ka o macho ka. No. Because yung laki ng tiyan is actually correlated with the amount of visceral fat that you have, especially sa mga lalaki. Ito yung level na sa pusod na level, yun yung ating abdominal girth. Okay? So, yung dapat, yung level ng yung abdominal girth, kung ang height mo ay 60 inches, dapat hindi lalagpas sa 30 inches yan. Kung mataas ka, ibig sabihin, mas mataas yung iyong allowance. But, of course, it is very important for you to know na yung visceral fats, yung nag-accumulate na taba sa paligid ng ating organs, it should be less. Because by incidence, by correlation, mas mataas ang risk ng heart attack, ang risk ng stroke sa mga may central obesity as compared to generalized obesity. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Yung central obesity is yung mataba lang, yung tiyan lang. Yung generalized obesity naman, lahat. Malaki yung braso, malaki yung puwet, malaki yung balakang, malaki rin yung tiyan. Pero mas kakaunti pa yung kanilang risk for heart attack and for stroke as compared sa payat yung braso, payat yung paa, payat yung extremities, pero yung tiyan parang puputok na. So, that is why kung maliit yung tiyan mo o maliit yung puson mo, flat na flat yung tiyan mo, especially sa mga nag-exercise dyan, meron ng abs, together of course with the other signs of health na na-mention natin kanina, 1 to 5, and including this one, then maybe hindi mo kailangan magbago ng lifestyle at hindi mo kailangan mag-low carb o mag-intermittent fasting. Now, number 7. Perfect pa rin? Number 7 would be kung wala kang acne, wala kang tagyawat, na hindi mawala-wala, hindi mo kailangan maglagay ng kung ano-anong cream, kung ano-anong mga antibiotics o di kaya kung ano-anong treatment para lang ma-address yung mga facial breakout mo. Because these facial breakout could actually be hormonal or it could be just inflammation that is already underlying your body. Hindi lang siya vanity. Hindi lang siya basta pampaganda lang o pampagwapo lang. Acne or these pimples or worst, kung meron kayong mga boils sa kilikili, sa hita, those are actually indicators of poor health. Especially immunocompromised status, especially sa mga bata. Baka nakukulangan na ng sustansya yung mga bata if parating merong mga boils or sa mga dalaga o di kaya sa mga hindi na dalaga but feeling dalaga at feeling teenager lang na kahit lagpas na sa kalendaryo yung edad, tinatagyawat pa rin at sinasabing nagbibinata pa. Hindi na po yan pagbibinata. But that is still, yes, probably hormonal imbalance pa rin. But it could be a hormonal imbalance related to inflammation in the body, especially sa mga babae na merong PCOS. So try to look at your food intake. Hindi lang yan dahil sa sobrang pagkain ng mani, but it's also the other foods that you are eating the rest of the day. Hindi ka nga kumakain ng mani, pero panay French fries ka naman, panay panay banana cue, tapos may soft drinks pa, and then chichirya, chips, and all those. So it's all of those combined. But I'm not saying ganyan ka. Baka naman sobrang ganda ng iyong skin at wala ka namang problema sa ganyan. So maybe hindi mo nga kailangan mag-low carb. Number 8, hindi nangingitim yung batok mo. So hindi nangingitim, especially sa mga lalaki or even mga babae na dating puti, but bigla na lang nangingitim yung batok. Bakit? Hindi lang yan dahil sa pagpapaaraw. Alam ko, nasa work from home kayo, so hindi kayo naiinitan. Hindi ba kayo nag-wonder kung bakit nangingitim yung batok ninyo? So yung batok na pangingitim is actually known as Acanthosis nigricans. It is a sign of insulin resistance. It is already reflecting in the skin. So kahit anong scrub pa yung gawin mo, kahit magpa-whole body scrub ka pa, kahit mag-milk bath ka pa, at magpa-bleach ka pa, yung itim sa batok, yung itim sa mga creases, sa tuhod, those are still signs of insulin resistance. Magpa-check ng FBS, magpa-check ng HbA1c dahil if mas mataas yan sa 5.7, baka pre-diabetic ka na or baka frank diabetic ka na. So wag nang hintayin na ganyan. Try to look at that because if that is the case, if meron man sa family na kung naalala mo, parang puti naman siya before o parang puti pa rin siya, pero bakit yung batok niya ay itim? So wag judgy. Baka meron niyang pinagdadaanan when it comes to their metabolism. Baka meron na yung insulin resistance and it is linked to metabolic syndrome at marami pang ibang sakit. But of course, if wala naman, maganda naman yung batok ninyo, baka hindi mo nga kailangan mag-low carb at mag-fasting. So number 9, malapit na tayo. Sa mga babae, regular ang regla at walang dysmenorrhea. This is related to female health and fertility because our female reproductive organ is highly influenced by our hormones, and our hormones is also highly influenced by our liver function, at yung liver function naman natin is highly influenced by our food intake. So it's still related. Insulin resistance from too much sugar, from too much carbs, yan, nagkakaroon na yan. And I think si Mane before, how long ka nga dinadatnan? Every 3 months hindi ka dinadatnan, hindi naman buntes. Hindi. Wag iiyak. Okay, so 3 months dinadatnan ngayon? Regular na. I think after 2 months of low carb, no? After 2 months of low carb, after for so many years na very irregular yung menstruation, every 3 months dinadatnan, and then kapag dumating, 1 whole month na nagda-diaper because of very heavy bleeding with dysmenorrhea. And I remember before in high school, na ano ka pa ata, like nagkakaroon ng loss of consciousness, no? No, meron ganoon, may mga fainting spells because of too much blood loss. And nung 2 months lang of low carb and IF, none. Voila! After that, regular ng monthly at hindi na kailangang diaper yung susuotin at hindi na naglalast ng 1 month. No? Regular na lang. 5 days, 1 week. 5 days. Wow! Congratulations! So, kung babae ka na hindi regular yung menstruation o di kaya nagdi-dysmenorrhea, then maybe there's problem in there. Sa mga lalaki naman, it could be seen as sexual dysfunction. Nagkakaroon ng problema during bedroom activities o di kaya hindi makabuo. So those things are still related with problems on metabolic health in general. So maybe you can try to look into your food intake, your lifestyle, pero kung normal, every year, nagkakaroon ng anak, very healthy baby boys and baby girls, so baka wala namang problema. So hindi nyo kailangan mag-low carb. Number 10, normal ang uric acid at normal din yung urinalysis result. Walang protein, walang RBC, walang pus, walang crystals, at yung uric acid, normal din. Kung normal naman, so well and good, celebrate tayo. But if there is an increase in uric acid and problems with urinalysis, then it could be an indication na merong hindi tamang kinakain at ito ay nakakaresulta na ng pagkasira ng ating kidneys. Huwag matakot, magpakonsulta para malaman kung ano yung problema. And of course, you can try to look into your habits, your lifestyle. Baka meron kailangan i-change. But if wala naman, then enjoy pa rin ang buhay. Hindi kailangan magbago ng lifestyle. If perfect pa rin ba yung 10? Pang-11 na tayo. Last but not the least, kasi yung iba nakita na nila. So, last but not the least, walang GERD, walang anxiety, at walang stress sa buhay. Kapag wala kayong kahit na anong ganito, then maybe you are at the top of your health. Kung ano man yung ginagawa nyo ngayon, ipagpatuloy nyo lang. Wala kayong kailangang baguhin. If perfect nyo, yung 11 na yon. But if from time to time nagkakaroon kayo ng GERD symptoms o di kaya meron kayong unknown anxiety, kahit wala naman kayong problema, para feeling nyo anxious lang kayo, naghahanap kayo ng problema. Kahit okay yung pamilya ninyo, yung love life, yung trabaho, pero bakit parang every time gumising ka, stress na stress ka pa din? Baka kinukulang ka na sa vitamins and minerals and nutrients. Alam nyo ba na yung mga psychiatric disorders, bago mo sila i-sign out as psychiatric disorders, like say for example, bipolar, o di kaya depression, meron yang sign sa DSM-4. Yung DSM-4, Diagnostic Statistical Manual 4, yun yung parang Bible ng psychiatric na mga disorders. Meron yang asterisk, rule out metabolic causes first. Rule out mo muna na hindi yan related sa nutrisyon. Rule out mo muna na hindi yan related sa structural problem o di kaya chemical imbalance sa katawan bago mo i-judge yung isang tao as having a psychiatric disorder. But if wala kayo niyan, wala kayong GERD, walang anxiety, walang stress sa buhay, countdown tayo back to 10. Normal yung inyong uric acid at urinalysis, regular yung inyong regla sa mga babae, walang dysmenorrhea, very healthy yung sex life ng mga lalaki, walang kahit anong problems, and hindi nangingitim yung batok, walang acne o di mawala walang tagyawat, maliit yung tiyan o puson, very flat, nagkakaroon ng abs, walang problema sa cholesterol at gallbladder, wala ring problema sa atay, very healthy, no fatty liver, no signs of fatty liver or problems when it comes to liver, wala ring pangangate or allergies and even asthma, walang panlalabo ng mata, walang wrinkles, and lastly, walang nararamdamang kahit anong kirot at sakit sa katawan, then maybe hindi mo na kailangan magbago ng lifestyle. Huwag ka na mag-low carb, huwag ka na mag-intermittent fasting kung kumpleto ka sa 11 na yon. But if at least one of those, you feel like you can improve, naramdaman nyo at least one of those, then maybe it's time for you to consider looking at your lifestyle. Starting at kung ano yung ginagawa nyo paggising nyo sa umaga, kung kumakain ba kayo agad, at kung ano yung kinakain ninyo, at kung ano yung activities ninyo. Because we have underestimate natin kung gaano kalaki yung impact ng pagkain sa ating katawan in two ways, wherein bad food can make us sick and good food can actually help us heal. Yun yung concept ng ating LCF, that's Low Carb and Fasting, and we also have a Low Carb and Fasting Masterclass for those na gustong matuto in just one sitting. Baka pagod na kayong manood ng sa dami-dami nating videos. Nasa 375 videos na tayo in YouTube, and mas marami pa in Facebook. But if you just want to condense them, like in our 14-day masterclass, 14 videos lang. That's already the foundation, the fundamentals of low carb and fasting. Malalaman nyo na in just 14 videos, 20 minutes of video per day. You can already join our masterclass for that. And for specific diseases, add 7 days lang yan. So it's a 21-day disease-specific masterclass for each of our diseases na ating course in LCFM. And to start, kung hindi pa kayo sigurado, you can start your Life Without Rice by joining our groups or Low Carb Feasting and Fasting community. So yun lang muna for now. I hope you enjoyed our little chat tonight. Maraming salamat everyone. Huwag kayong magbago ng lifestyle, huwag kayong mag-low carb, huwag kayong mag-fasting kung wala kayong kahit anong reklamo in life. But if you think you can improve, then maybe you can start questioning things that maybe something can be done. Yun lang po muna for now. Maraming salamat everybody. Hope to see you also in our masterclass. Magkakaroon tayo ng live Q&A this coming Sunday. Every 12 noon po yan. Doon po natin sinasagot lahat ng mga tanong related to low carb fasting and anything under the sun related to our health and nutrition. Maraming salamat po. Just message our admins if you wish to know more. Have a good night, everyone, and good morning sa magre-replay bukas. Goodbye. Remember to always stay low carb so that we all stay safe.